This is American Idol season 13, and it seems to be back, even though I'll admit that I didn't start watching American Idol until last season, which seemed to be the season that everybody hated, that the ratings were low. And what I've learned from season 12, from season 13 already, and I'm just doing this review 2 episodes in, and I'll do another one midway, and I'll probably do another one at the end, because there's kind of 3 different levels, 3 different acts of American Idol, as we all know. The first act is the auditions and trying to find the talent, and let's make fun of the people who are untalented. And the second act is trying to arrange who is the best out of the 1% of they picked in the first round, and all the kind of like rehearsals and auditions they have to go through to that. And then the third act is getting it down to the final 10 and doing 10 weeks of trial by error kind of sing-alongs in the American Idol. So American Idol is really 3 shows, but what keeps it intact is the judges. And the judges last year, what I realized is that they weren't very funny, and they didn't have much charm, and they didn't have much chemistry between the 4 of them back then. And I think what they tried to do last year is try to like manipulate conflicts, manipulate some sort of chemistry between the 4 of them. But Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj were not, they didn't seem to be really want to be there, and they didn't seem to really care about what was happening. I'm sure they made a lot of money, and that's the reason why they were there. And Randy Jackson, what I'm learning more and more, and I'm a late bloomer here, he kind of sucked, and he was kind of terrible with his, I hate catchphrases because they're so easy. Yo, dog, you're in it to win it. You're coming to Hollywood, dog. And basically, I was nauseated like 5 episodes in last year, so I can't imagine people watching it for 12 years. But not only that, one of my favorite moments of last year is when Harry Connick Jr. basically took Randy Jackson to task for like remember when Cree, one of the country music ones, who became one of the final 2, where Cree made a really good song and Randy was talking nonsense, and Harry Connick Jr. is like, Randy, you don't know what you're talking about. I think you got to understand the basics of storytelling and understand the basics of music. And that was just a fun moment because Harry Connick Jr. was right. Now they got Harry Connick on it, and he's a funny guy. They didn't try to make him a movie star for no reason at all. He has charm, he has charisma, and he really knows a lot about music. The guy's like the Mozart of New Orleans, meaning that the guy's been playing the piano professionally since he was 5 years old. He's got an ear, and that's what we're learning already. Randy, what we learned is Harry Connick is the music aficionado. He is the expert at music and songs and understanding how to tell a story through music. Jennifer Lopez is all about the style of the new generation, about like how to put it all together, how to put talent and put it all together into a kind of a marketing ball and kind of showcase it to the world. And Keith Urban is the guy who understands kind of the new age world of music and what the voice is, and what the new voice and the new ear is, what the audiences are looking for. So you put those 3 together, and when they tell jokes and they have fun, I have a lot of upswing for American Idol season 13. I think this is going to be lucky 13, and I think it's going to be a very successful season because the judges who are going to go through all those 3 acts, they're going to be fun to be around. And last year they were not fun to be around, and they're not going to be forcing their comedy or forcing the chemistry between the 3 of them onto us. And then they're not going to be like telling us what to think. I think the 3 of them are going to be who they are, and I think through that chemistry that they're going to enjoy themselves. And there's no ego between the 3 of them. They don't really take themselves too seriously. And it's kind of a funny anecdote about society in general, whereas like Charles Barkley, who is a sports equivalent to Harry Connick Jr., where he knows his stuff about basketball, and he gets away with everything because he is funny and he doesn't take himself too seriously. And if you have laughter and you can be funny without taking shots at people, like we can all be funny, but if the humor becomes disgusting where we're like kind of judging people, if you're just funny for the sake of being funny and it's not really taking a shot at anybody, that charisma lasts a long way. and people will like you no matter what. You're not Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey were very polarizing figures, and Randy Jackson was just an idiot. And the three of them out is great for American Idol. I'm a convert. I didn't really like this show at the beginning. I didn't really like the belief in it, but I'm a convert now, thanks to Harry Connick Jr. and Keith Urban's soul and his heart, and Jennifer Lopez. Obviously, she knows what she's doing. That's my review.